to Seismic 7, Chapter 20, Part 1. After them, Dr. Greer directs, while Miss McNamara swings the truck door open. Get those three in here, Miss McNamara yells. Wyatt, Raquel, and I are heaved into the narrow back seat of one of the pickup trucks. The front seat gets pushed upright, trapping us in. On the windshield, ash collects. We have to get the others, Miss McNamara says, hopping into the passenger seat as Dr. Greer takes the driver's seat. They could ruin everything. Dr. Greer turns on the windshield wipers, sending ash sailing. We're thrown backward as she floors it in the approximate direction that our friends fled. Raquel, Wyatt, and I all struggle to lean forward and exchange glances. It's up to us. We have the perfect opportunity. Both McNamara and Greer are here. I don't have Kenzie's flair for the dramatic or Nolan's practice at lying, but we can't waste this chance. Making sure I've still got Wyatt and Raquel's attention, I give them a small and deliberate nod. They know, I say, loud and clear, enough for the women in the front seat to hear me. Shut up, Bree, Wyatt says, after only a moment's pause. He returns to my nod. They don't know anything. Just calm down, Raquel adds, glancing between the two of us. No, they know, I continue my charade. And now they're taking us to... Shut up, both Raquel and Wyatt say now. Don't tell me to shut up. You shut up, I reply. What's going on back there? McNamara asks. Dr. Greer swerves again to miss a fallen tree. They're taking us to the other drill site. You can't tell me they don't know, I say even louder. You're just giving them ideas, Raquel yells. It sounds a little over the top, but it's not so bad that I'll worry Greer and McNamara won't buy it. Stop it! What are you all fighting about? Dr. Greer growls. I resist the urge to smile in triumph. They're taking the bait. Great, Wyatt says. Just great. Now they want to know. They already know, I say. Look at which way they're taking us. Pull over, McNamara orders. Dr. Greer slams on the brakes and McNamara spins in the front seat to face us. You're going to tell us now. Greer radios the other cars to tell them to continue pursuing in the direction Kenzie, Todd, Eddie, and Nolan ran. Several trucks full of equipment sail by us and on the road toward Yellowstone Lake. We don't have to tell you anything, I say. There's 3 of us and only 2 of you. Bree, there may only be 2 of us in here, but you know how many others I have at my disposal, McNamara says. I can do whatever I want. So you'd better tell us, or I'll radio my men and change their orders from capture to kill for your friends who got away. Except Nolan, Greer cuts in. McNamara gives a small eye roll. Except Nolan. No, Raquel whispers. I wonder if it would be believable now to go into details. It has to be, right? If they were really threatening my friends, I would tell them. We thought you'd figured out what we did, I mumble. Bree, Raquel exclaims. Shut up, I snap. I'm not letting our friends die. And what did you do? Greer asks carefully. We got help, I say. We called for help to stop the eruption, so that the pressure will stop releasing and the supervolcano won't be able to blow. So you did tell people about us, McNamara replies, her face paling. You can't stop a volcano, Greer snorts. She starts up the engine again. This is a waste of time. We can at least settle it down, Wyatt says, holding his chin up. We've got tankers coming in with water and barricades. We're going to make a pool around it and flood it from the top. That won't fully stop it, Greer says, though she doesn't pull away and start driving just yet. But it will slow it, won't it? McNamara seems less sure. That would buy people time to figure out how to stop it or reduce its impact, and perhaps even catch up with us before we can get to Bolivia. That's why you thought we were taking you to that other drill site, Greer says, turning back to look at us. You thought we were going to make you drill a second escape route for the magma, so the supervolcano would still erupt in time. Smart. I hang my head. You really shouldn't have said anything, McNamara gloats. We didn't know. But boy, have you given us a great idea. Way to go, Bree, Raquel says. I want to smile at the compliment hidden in her sarcasm, but hold back. What do you say, Samantha? McNamara asks. That original Alpha tunnel was almost fully completed when we abandoned it, Greer muses. But we have no blasting powder for the end of it. We'd have to drill straight into the magma. Who cares, McNamara says. We'll be making one of these kids do it. Greer looks at the three of us. I can't read her expression. We won't do it, Raquel says loudly. We won't help you anymore. You will, or we will kill you, Greer says. You were going to do that anyway, Raquel retorts. Do it, and we won't kill your friends, then, Miss McNamara says instead. She turns to Greer. See, Raquel isn't someone who cares about her own life all that much, at least not in comparison to how much she cares about her friends. This is what I'm talking about. You have to get to know your team in order to manipulate them. When we get to our other supervolcano sites, keep that in mind. Shut up, Greer replies. We all go silent, letting Greer and McNamara draw their own conclusions about what we're willing to do. Something inside me sees that McNamara would make any assumptions about Raquel after what she's put her through. Stare out the window at the ever-darkening park. My shoulders tense. We've at least got step one of our plan figured out. How do we save ourselves from Greer and McNamara and make sure neither of them actually makes one of us drill all the way into the magma? Greer drives on for several minutes while McNamara radios the rest of their team to keep chasing down the rest of our team and then meet us at the original drilling site. When we finally stop, the eruption looms closer than ever and everything around us is on fire. I can't see Yellowstone Lake from here, but there's the whole hazy smoke and ash situation, so visibility is really reduced in general. Greer and McNamara get out, shutting the doors and locking us in. Along with another truck, they start hauling out equipment as they explain to the men what's going on. It doesn't take long before another truck arrives. I spot Nolan and Kinsey in the back seat. Oh no, I say. Do you think Todd and Eddie got away? Wyatt asks. I hope so, Raquel says, her voice quiet, because the other option is that they're dead. Nausea hits me full force. I steady myself by clutching the door of the truck. They're not dead. They must have gotten away. So how are we doing this? Wyatt asks. Who's going down there? I'm guessing they'll pick, I say, pulling myself together. The rest of us above just have to make sure we can get the person out in time, because we sure as heck know Greer and McNamara won't do it. We should have a code word for the radio, Wyatt says, when we're close to the magma tube. How about oatmeal? I suggest. Not sure why that, of all things, popped into my head. That works, Raquel says. But we can't leave it up to chance who's going. I'm not sending anyone else down there where Benny and Lucy died. I'm going. Raquel, I say, not wanting to cause an actual argument. Wouldn't it make more sense if... No, Raquel cuts me off. And there's no time to discuss because then Dr. Greer opens up the door. Okay, out, she orders. We do as she says. I wonder if we should at least act like we want to run, even though this is where we want to be. They've got a pod jury rigged up to a generator, and they're hauling it into a cabin. It's bigger than the ranger station we just came from. Its windows are all shuttered, and there's construction fencing around most of it, with warning signs for the public to keep out. That's where the hole is that we were drilling into, Raquel tells us. I take in the building, impressed in spite of myself. Miss McNamara must have pulled some strings as park manager to get this place both built and kept locked away from prying eyes. I realize again just how far ahead she and Greer had planned. Well, I think, a little bit smug, they didn't plan for us. Men with guns nudge us forward, and we huddle up in a group, with Nolan and Kinsey next to a sign pointing the directions to Yellowstone Lake and the fishing bridge. Careful with Nolan, Greer calls over, but get his ferrets before he tries anything with them, McNamara orders. Nolan takes a panicked step back, but not fast enough. One of the men wraps his arms around Nolan's, pinning him behind his back. while another man grabs for his ferrets from his sweatshirt pocket. No! Nolan screams. My heart tumbles over itself in my chest. You will leave them alone, I shout. Ow! The man exclaims, yanking his hand out. One of them bit me. Buggy falls to the ground, shaking himself off. Ash flies around his white fur, settling on him and turning him gray. The man got bit, raises one heavy boot up as if to stomp down. No! Nolan exclaims. Run, Buggy! I close my eyes. I can't watch. Get it! McNamara yells. I crack my eyes open just in time to see a gray streak race away. Meanwhile, the other man has gotten Baxter out and is squeezing him tightly. Let him go, Nolan pleads, pulling against the man holding him. We're all shouting now, but Baxter has it under control. He chomps down hard. The man yelps, dropping the second ferret to the ground, who immediately races off after the first. Go, 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 Nolan shouts after them. I'm both relieved and scared for them all at the same time. Great, Dr. Greer says, marching over. Now how are we going to run wires at our other sites? You let him keep them, and he'll just have them do something to mess up our plans, McNamara says. They're slippery creatures. Yeah, and now they're loose. They'll be dead soon, McNamara gestures at the fires raging all around us. Relax. We'll just make him train new ones. Nolan hangs his head, his shoulders shaking. I think he's crying, and my heart breaks. I hate you both, he says. Greer's brow furrows, and I wonder if there's some part of her that's regretting her decisions. But given how many people she's already killed, I doubt she has much room in her heart for guilt. So, what are we doing here? Kinsey asked, coughing in the smoke. Just wanted to bring us all together before you kill us, or what? Greer and McNamara exchange glances. I wish I could reach out to Nolan, but I'm held tightly by one of his men. Actually, you can thank your friends that you're still alive, McNamara says, despite your best efforts to save the day. She makes air quotes. There's another way to get the supervolcano to erupt. Even if people come to help you cool off our first pressure-releasing eruption, we're here to make a second one. Kinsey stages a good, shocked reaction. Can't help but watch the eruption in the distance over her shoulder. It's as beastly as ever. Our plan sounded a lot more feasible from the safety of the ranger station, but seeing the smoke and ash again, helplessness overtakes me. What were we thinking? We're just kids. Nolan sniffles next to me, trying to bring himself under control and punctuating my point. I hate that I have no idea if our plan can work, and I really hate that it's our only option. I reach down deep inside, grabbing desperately for my resolve. We need a volunteer, McNamara says. No one volunteers, then I'll go. Both me and Raquel say at the same time. McNamara laughs. Oh my, 2 volunteers. Shocking it's you 2. Which one goes in? Greer asks. She looks tired and also disappointed. She locks eyes with me, and I flinch. I will, Wyatt says. Both Raquel and I spin to stare at him. Go in for what? Kinsey asks loudly, still keeping her charade. My mind races. 3 volunteers, McNamara exclaims. We only need 1, Greer says. I'd rather put myself in danger than anyone else, but Wyatt was the first one down in our tunnels, and he never steered us wrong. He was the fastest at drilling, the best at selecting locations. Me, Raquel insists. I'm going to go. I hesitate, looking between her and Wyatt. I know what this means to Raquel, but what are you volunteering for? Kinsey asked, flailing.